Welcome to this 25-minute game. Let's get going. 25 10-second increment. Let's check here. Eric Bongos from the Netherlands. So we got a Sicilian. Yeah, if I play the open Sicilian, it will be kind of a dare, but what is it? Who dares wins? Something like that. Okay. What is he going to play? The dragon. Okay. Dragon you really have to know well with white to play. Especially this here, this main line. Yeah, I'm going to play with this move. That's a sideline with g4, but quite an interesting one. But to be honest, I only know that it is quite interesting, but I don't know how it is continued after that. If I'm not mistaken, bishop e6 is the main continuation now. Yeah, and he goes for that. Now castling long. Shouldn't be bad. Yeah. I think king b1 for knight. Wait, that's possible, right? I'm not stumbling into some silly tactic, huh? Yeah. Knight d5 is the idea. Knight d5, queen takes d2, knight e7 check. So he has to react somehow. Those positions here are notoriously tricky, and especially if you have no experience, like me, it can be very quick way to lose stuff. Running into some kind of tactical trick. So he's saying that knight d5, queen takes d2 is no big issue. That's probably true. Bishop f6, knight d5, queen, no. That's also not particularly great. He is definitely threatening rook takes c3. Knight d5, queen d2. Yeah, that leads to absolutely nothing. So maybe I have to play a3 here to continue. I can always just go like h4 and so on. That's standard attacking themes. But I have my fair share of experience with trying to play the white side of the dragon in blitz chess mostly, and against people who know what they're doing. I always had huge problems because it's just so tricky. And if you don't know that motifs, you can so easily be crushed. Yeah, I don't know. What is black's idea? Rook b8 and b5. Huh, it seems to be. So, if I go... maybe I can play b5 only... knight d5 only after he has played b5. Okay, start with this, and after b5, I can maybe go for that transposition. No, transformation, not transposition. Yeah, I mean, I think I almost have to. Yeah, if he goes b5, he's threatening b4, and that's totally fatal. I have to do something with knight d5. Yeah. Question is knight d5 immediately or... and let's verify. I think I really have to... b4 is too strong. That's too strong. I have to go knight d5, something like that. Just wonder if I really should play it now or bishop f6 first. Bishop f6, knight d5, queen d2, knight f6. I can even go king g7 there. Yeah, that's nothing great. And a move like g5, he will go b4. Yeah, that's not going to work for me. So let's do that. One idea was to only play that transformation with knight d5 in a situation where he already has b5 played, so that there's actually bishop a7 in the position and so on. Yeah, there are some things to attack. Yeah, one question is, how should he take now? I think he should take on d5, but how exactly? Knight takes d5, go e d5, bishop d4, rook d4, then bishop d7. Well, that is maybe a little bit better for white, that position, but it's nothing extraordinary. Bishop d5, e d5. That looks a bit better for white. Yeah, with the two bishops. Black's position is fairly solid, however. It's not. He's not going to fall apart in a couple of moves or so. And it's only a slight edge for white anyway. So how to continue? Is h5 an idea? If he takes a g5, yeah, that's probably okay. I think it should be helpful to gain that space. Right, he's probably okay. Even b4 is not terrible now. Or maybe it is. No. Now he can play it. I thought for a moment I thought bishop a6 might be an issue, but it really isn't. No problem. One idea of h5 can be h6. H6, bishop back, g5, he moves the knight, I take on h8, play bishop h3, those kind of ideas. Oh yeah, okay, he's going away voluntarily. Okay. If I take on g6 now, yeah, I can, let's move first and then think. If he takes with the h-pawn, it looks normal. Maybe. I take g7, rook h2 is a bit of an annoyance. Maybe it's not as bad as it looks at first. He cannot go rook h8. Yeah, I tried everything, take b5. But I'm not threatening a mate or something drastic yet. It still looks difficult, so let's do that. Take and play rook h2. He cannot go rook h8, as I said, and I'm threatening a move like g5. That's really a threat. And rook h7, check. King f6, f4 is also a threat. That is an interesting... no, really? I can go to h5. Yeah, it's definitely true. Definitely true. I was thinking g5, huh? But he can go to h5. Bishop h3, and then bishop g4, something like that. No, but that's not that great. Let's do it like that. g5. He has to go to h5. Otherwise, I make quick work here out of him. Rook h7 and mate. So he has to go there. And I was thinking, is maybe b4 a move, or is that crazy? Trying to fix that pawn. Rook c3 is an issue. Tricky. Bishop h3. Yeah, that's probably not leading too much. Rook c5, bishop g4, rook d5. Take a couple of times there on h5. Nah, that's not going to be so dangerous. f4 for bishop e2 maybe. f4, rook c5, bishop g2 maybe, and then bishop f3 next. Not easy. f4, if he goes rook h8, that, and f5, that's a very kind of tactical way to do it. But maybe it's good. I don't know. f4, rook c5, bishop g2, then bishop f3 maybe next, rook h8, f5. If he then moves the knight somewhere, have f6 check, winning a rook. Maybe. But I feel something might be in there for him, some opportunity that I'm not fully appreciating yet. b4. Yeah, a4. I was thinking a4, keeping things on the board. If I take, he's got... No, I have to go a4. Anyway, taking it, rook takes, makes everything look very silly on the king side. Rook c5, bishop g2, and then maybe rook c4. It could be a drawback of my whole concept here. It's very shaky what I'm playing here. It's not entirely convincing at all. Bishop g2, and then that f5 move, it's not leading too much. f5 immediately here is not working at all. Bishop, okay, I can go bishop e2. Maybe this is a wise choice. Rook d5, bishop h5, takes. And then trying to do something with the active rooks. Right, it still feels rather not very promising. But I wonder if I have something else really. Bishop g2, he's got rook c4 and my f4 pawn. f4 pawn is an issue, so let's do it. It's probably not going to lead to much, but don't really see what else. Again, he cannot move the knight or take because of rook h7. Check, king back, and checkmate in 2. But rook takes d5 looks totally okay. Yeah, I think he probably should play it. I don't see rook h8 is probably interesting. Trying to trade off one rook in the process. That could be interesting. No, he's doing something else. Going for some kind of counter attack. It's a bit risky, I guess. So bishop h5, g takes, rook takes, rook c2, and then f5. That's very dangerous for black. That's probably a huge euphemism. No, I can't do that. Yeah, that's good. I can go king g6 maybe. See, thinking of an alternative. I don't believe it. There's no other move. Yeah, he has to go king g6, I guess. And this is not entirely clear. Rook c2, f5, I think loses straight away. Don't see how he defends against rook h7 and so on. Yep, he had to do this. And now... Let's check direct tactics first, like f5 takes, g6 check. That's not going to work though. Any other ideas? Rook to h7, rook c2, rook h6 check, king f5, rook takes, f7 check, king g4. That's very, very tough to evaluate position. One issue is that he will just take on d5, of course, if I play something something slow here. Yeah. Not quite sure what to do. Rook h7 is the sharpest move, which forces things quite considerably. But I have to be a bit alert. After rook takes c2, he has ideas like b3 and made me on the back rank that can blow up in my face very quickly, that kind of thing. But probably I don't really see any other move than rook h7. It seems to be the only one that that promises something. Checking on h6, king f5, rook h7 is also an idea. Trying to take things with check all the time. If I go rook 1 to h2, rook d5, f5 check, king takes, I have g6. Funny tactic. But he can take with the rook on f5, and then I have nothing. At least I don't see anything decent. h7 again. Rook c2. Anything else? Then checking on h6. That's really risky continuation. But at the end, king a2. Yeah, maybe there's really nothing going on. Okay, let's do it. Yeah, I think rook c2 looks mandatory. He has to get counterplay. Rook takes d5, rook 1 to h6, and then that's no good. So he has to take c2. Yeah, he really has to take c2. There's not much else, I guess. I can think about other moves, but rook takes c2 looks like the most normal move ever. Yeah, I'm going to play rook to h6. Wow, really? That feels really passive. I can play rook 1 to h2 at least. But I can also grab stuff. Yeah, let's grab stuff. There's really no reason not to.
Check.
The g-pawn is really dangerous. Yeah, probably I can just promote the g-pawn and ignore that the c2 pawn is hanging. Yeah, I expect king e4 now. And then g6, I don't really see how I stop that pawn. g6, rook c2, g7. He has to check on c1. b3 is threatening mate though. Okay, I can cover the first rank. Yeah, I think the g-pawn is just promoting. I don't see how he stops it. He absolutely had to take on c2. I think he played really okay up to that point. It might be good for white anyway, but it's not really a case where you have a choice. You just take on c2 and hope for the best. Okay, so is there any reason to not play g6 here? g6, rook c2, g7, g3. I'm going back. Well, there still could be slight issues. The reason why I'm hesitating is that I definitely have alternatives. I mean, rook to h2 is probably a very simple move, but also a good move. Rook e6 check. King f3 is also possible. Yeah, maybe rook h2 also wins and then march the g pawn. I still don't see what he has then. If I just do this. Tja, I'm lazy. As usual, I'm very lazy in those positions. Do I really need to calculate all that? I think that should win technically. And g6, g7. Maybe I could have played just g6. g6, rook c2, g7. Rook g6, rook c2, g7, rook g2. That irritated me. I cannot promote then directly, and he's got rook 7, c2. That is a strong counterplay, so maybe investing that move here is in fact a good decision. Tja, I don't really see a move for him. If he takes d5 with the rook, I was thinking then g6, rook d1 check, king a2, rook g1, g7, then rook h8 and promotes. Yeah, so we can test that line basically. Or rook e2 doesn't make any sense really, so let's push it. So rook d1 check, king a2, rook g1, g7. Okay, he's tossing that. It's an interesting try. Trying to play rook d1, king. If I take it, rook d1 check, king a2, rook 7 to c1. But I have b4 to stop any ideas from mate. Still rather annoying that this still is possible. Okay, if I go g7 here, g7 takes on c2, rook takes. It's rook d1 checkmate, right? So g7 is something that I probably should not play. Yeah, so much for that move. Yeah, so I have to take it. Rook d1, king a2, rook 7 to c1, b4. Check on a1, king b3, rook d3 check, king c4, rook d4 check. Okay, I'll probably run all the way to d7. Yeah, it's hard to win any kind of position if you're too lazy to calculate, and maybe I'm guilty of that again. I don't really see an alternative to rook d1, rook c1. Any other move? I don't see it. Really don't.
Check.
Yep. It's easy at least. So now b4 is the only move, huh? I mean, okay, I can theoretically speaking check him on e7, but that looks weird. So b4, check on a1, king b3, rook d3 check. I can even go back to c2. That's probably better move even. If he takes b4, does he threaten anything? I think I can just go g7, but well, I guess so. I can just go g7. Don't really see a substantial threat. Go all the way there. He's just got quite some checks, but I'm always escaping. Yeah, so g7 will be the next move, I guess. I can start with the check on a1, but it doesn't really help, I think. Yeah, I think that's the line that is a bit trickier, let's say. So g7, huh? Yeah, don't see why I shouldn't. Rook g1. Yeah, so now one thing that I can do is I can take e7 with check. He cannot take the f pawn because of rook f2 check, and then I'm promoting with check. After rook e7, he has to move the king to f5 or to f3. So that's a possible move. What else? I can also... Yeah, I mean, I think taking on e7 should be good.
Check.
Let's not overthink things here. One little idea is... no, but not a good idea. I was just thinking, let's say king f3, I can play something like rook h1 to trade one pair of rooks, but he takes g7 then. It's kind of unnecessary to go into. So to d3. Yeah, why not? It gets nearer my king and might introduce some tricks. Okay, so rook h8 for g8 promotion. You cannot go king c2 or anything, as rook c7 is ending the whole thing then. Rook a1 check, king b3. After that he doesn't have a check even. He's got rook b1. No, that's also not a threat. No. So then just rook h8, huh? to promote. Yeah, I've spoiled a fair amount of positions that good when it came to really yeah, calculating it to the end. So I'm a bit, I try to be cautious, double check things and so on. That's why I'm taking a bit of time here. Rook h8 really looks like a win, but as I said, spoiled so many good positions. I really don't see anything here for him. b3 I will take, and he doesn't even have a check or anything, so I don't see it. I think white should be winning here in this position. Oops.
Black resigns.
Oops. Yeah, I was away for just a quick moment from the desk, and while coming back, he simply threw in the towel. Yeah, probably correctly. So let's have a recap of that game. He really put up a very good fight. Yeah, I don't know the opening. This is why I went a3. I think that is probably right. Rook c3 is a threat, and knight d5 here, let's say, is not leading anywhere. Yeah, this kind of thing. Yeah, like this endgame. That's, I don't know. Maybe black is better here. He has this opportunity on a very good day, and white doesn't have a clear idea. So this move, rook b8. Yeah, maybe g5 now. I don't know. That's the computer suggestion. Not a bad idea. But okay, I don't think that this is bad. Takes. Yeah, and here I'm not sure about bishop takes, but okay, I'm not very much at home in this position, so some caution is advised with trusting my ideas here. I was rather expecting this kind of thing, but here I didn't think that this should be like this, that this should be anything special. The engine likes white, but not by much. Yeah, and this now, h5 went back. Ah yeah, g5 is an interesting alternative. I played it in a somewhat straightforward manner. Knight f6, it was good, I guess. This and f4, very straightforward. So he went b4. Of course, he can never take. That's mate. Yeah.
Checkmate.
So it is mostly between rook c5 and b4. b4, a4, rook c5. Yeah. Bishop e2. Yeah, and now the computer gives rook h8 as good. I think I mentioned that during the game, that I feared that this was a good move, and it is a good move. So I played it badly earlier. This is the problem. If we think about this position, here my rook is misplaced. I've got problems. His king can activate, and this is a quite weak pawn. This is a very bad position. Yeah, that wasn't. I played it too. I don't know. A little bit too simple-minded. Yeah, with pushing the pawns and so on. That isn't the way it should be played. Rook c8, however, all of a sudden is okay for me. That is the right move, and now I went here. He played rook c7. I think after that it's basically over. I thought he has to take here.
Check.
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 Check. And then this position. This is I really didn't know how to assess this properly here. He's got these ideas of putting the rook on the side and coming here. So let's say I take it, he does this. Yeah, takes, yeah, and he's got at least a perpetual. And this is the problem. It's hard to avoid this. Can I do something else? I mean, I can try like this,
Check.
this, and drop back, secure the first rank as he was threatening b3. But again, he has this doubling ideas. g6, rook cc2, g7, maybe for a draw.
Check.
Yeah, that's a draw. Black has to force the draw. But he has it. Yeah, he has a draw. So rook c2 is what he has to do. And after this, I think
Check.
I'm probably
Check.
just winning. Rook h2. Yeah, so is g6 winning? Let's check. I wasn't entirely sure. Takes. Yeah, rook e7. That was something that I saw, but I thought in comparison then I'd rather
Check.
this is good now, according to the engine. But this isn't that clear, right? Rook g2. I wasn't sure about this. Ah, yeah, I've got this move. That's strong, yeah. Okay.
Check.
Yeah, it's so it seems that the g-pawn wins as well, but this is a technical win, let's say, without many lines to calculate or things to go wrong. Yeah, the engine is just
Check.
giving a total win. So I think that was okay at the end, but the problem was that here at the beginning of the middle game, let's say, I chose the wrong plan. I probably have to improve around here, not for a big edge or something, but to not be worse. And the way I played it, I really was much worse. If he finds this here, this rook h8 move, I'm in trouble. Can I do this? Yeah, then this move comes. My pawns are loose. It's just like that. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that game. Thanks for watching.